and welcome to my channel. I am a Japanese woman in my 50s. I have been learning English for 20 years and I decided to start making videos in English even though my English is not perfect. Because I want to keep improving. I would be happy if you could support me by watching kindly and patiently. The other day, I took the TOEIC test in Tokyo. In this video, I'd like to share that experience, what kind of preparation I did, and my thoughts about TOEIC. Whenever I take TOEIC, I feel stressed, mostly about the test time. 2 hours with no break is crazy. I would say TOEIC is not testing our English skills, but our patience. In the previous TOEIC test I took in March, I scored 880. I don't think that is bad, but honestly, I was hoping to get a little more. I had been scoring about 90% on DEL-10 during my preparation, so I expected to get something like 900. However, my score didn't reach 900. Since then, I have stopped using DEL-10 and started using other books. I have heard that recent TOEIC tests have become more difficult than ever, so I wanted to catch up with the updated version of the test. I cannot say I am really ready for the test today, almost not at all. Recently, I have been busy making videos. I had to change my job. I traveled to Nagasaki in May. I know I am just making a lot of excuses. I couldn't even manage to finish the official TOEIC books, but anyway, I'll do my best. The test is done. First, I want to get some lunch, and I will talk about the test later. The TOEIC test this time felt difficult. I realized I have lost my reading ability a lot during the short period since I left my previous workplace. I was working at an international company twice a week. Although my work days were only 2 days, because I read and wrote a lot of emails in English there, my reading speed improved a lot through that job. However, for some reason, I left the company in April and started another job in the mid-May. In the new job, I use English as well, but the amount of it is not as much as in the previous job. The time I spend reading English has been reduced, so I took longer to read the English in the test. Also, I realized that I am not good at reading, especially part 5. I am okay with part 7. I am good at reading comprehension, but not at vocabulary. I need to take action to solve this. When I took TOEIC for the first time in 2005, I scored 455. It was right before I went to Canada as a student. I had no idea about what TOEIC was like. Just people around me suggested I should take it before studying abroad. They said that it would be helpful to have some measure to compare my English level before and after studying abroad. Of course, I couldn't finish the test in time and was completely exhausted. I received the result in Canada, and one of my classmates was very surprised at how low my score was. After studying English in Canada for 7.5 months, I took TOEIC again in 2006. That time I scored 795. I remember that I was disappointed with my score. It was almost 800, but not quite. But still, I did a great job, right? In 2007, I went back to Canada, this time to Vancouver, to go to a business school. Unfortunately, it later closed its doors to overseas students, but it was a small and nice place. After returning to Japan, my TOEIC score went up to 890. That is still my highest score to this day. Also, I thought it would be nice to have a score of 900 once. For some reason, I lost my motivation for TOEIC for a while. But in 2020, during the pandemic, I started learning English again and began taking the TOEIC tests. Sometimes I lost motivation but kept taking it. Some people say that TOEIC is useless. The reason why they say that is there are a lot of people who cannot speak English well, even though they get great scores on TOEIC. When we talk about TOEIC, it usually means TOEIC listening and reading test. It doesn't include a speaking section, so that makes sense that TOEIC scores don't necessarily mean good speakers. But that is not the only reason to say TOEIC is useless. Honestly, I think that if you are chasing a high score without any purpose like becoming fluent, it can be useless. However, some people need a certain TOEIC score for a job promotion or school approval, job hunting. In that case, it's okay to focus on studying for TOEIC for a while. Don't worry about speaking for now. After all, TOEIC can be a good motivation to keep learning. Preparation for the test is a great way to understand the language. To learn English, or any language, we need to read it. Reading helps improve listening. Listening helps speaking. Speaking helps writing. The order of learning is more flexible though. As I said earlier, recent TOEIC has become much harder than it used to be. We cannot get a high score just by test-taking techniques. We are required to read English properly. To improve reading skills, I believe that TOEIC is one of the best options among English tests. I will share my result from this test in a future video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.